and this is gonna be the worst one out of them all. $1,135 for this car. It's coming from the oil pan gas.
Quick shaft.
Check out what we have to work with. Whoa, it's alive! Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Boost Wanted. In today's video, we're going to be installing the drive shaft, changing out the differential fluid, installing the dynamic damper for the rear differential, and hopefully turning this grocery getter into an all-wheel drive off-roader. Number one, and the main reason why we're installing that new drive shaft is because there's currently not one on there. Now, in the last episode, we ended up replacing all 5 of the motor mounts on this thing. Today, we're going to be focusing on installing the drive shaft, doing the dynamic damper in the back, changing out the fluid, and getting this thing all-wheel driving. All right, guys, so as far as installing the new drive shaft, it should go pretty smooth. We have 4 bolts up front, 4 bolts in the back, and 2 mounting bolts in the middle, which luckily enough, we've got some hardware with our eBay drive shaft, which should be perfect. All right, so let's get the drive shaft bolted up in the front. And I will say, one of the best things about a CRV or an SUV like this is you don't even have to jack up the car in order to get to any of this stuff. All right, all those holes are lining up, which is a good sign. And it's time to get the rest of the bolts in there. All right, so the next thing we're going to be doing is replacing this dynamic damper with a new one. As you can see, the rubber mounts are completely toast. Now, one thing I did not even consider was to replace the rear differential mount, as that one also has some cracks. However, it looks better than the motor mounts. However, this is probably going to be something that we'll be replacing in the future. But for the time being, let's go ahead and replace the dynamic damper. We'll drain the differential, fill it up with new fluid, and take it out on test drive. 17mm with a little extendo. Wow, I thought that was going to be a lot more than that. So from my understanding, this dynamic damper is supposed to eliminate vibrations by allowing this bar in the middle to, I guess, move around, and somehow it synchronizes with the rest of the vibrations for the rear differential as well as the transmission in the car, and it eliminates the shakiness or vibrations. But new dynamic damper installed. That was a lot easier than I thought it would be. And next step is going to be to drain the differential and fill it up with fluid. I believe this is going to be our drain plug down here, and I believe this is going to be our fill plug up here. Obviously, first thing that we need to do is crack open our fill plug, because last thing we want to do is drain it and not be able to fill it up. All right, so now with the car nice and level, we'll remove our drain plug. That differential fluid actually looks really good. Ah, no. So we'll let this drain until it's fully empty, and then we'll go ahead and put our drain plug back in and fill it up through the fill plug until the oil starts coming out of the fill plug, and that's when we know it's going to be full. And no guys, we're not gonna be tightening this thing down with an impact. Or are we? Alright, so we're gonna be using a Honda DPFI fluid, dual pump fluid 2. This is what the rear diff is designed to take. Got a little pump for this to make the job a lot easier. I thought this thing was in good shape, however I guess not. This might take a minute. Alright guys, so we have ditched the old pump method as that was getting us nowhere, and we're just going back to the old trusty funnel and gravity. So we're gonna fill this up. I've already put 1 bottle in there. We'll probably need about a 1/5 of this bottle, a 1/3 of it, until it starts running out of the fill plug. Let that drain out just a bit. Might have poured a little bit too much in there. Nice and snug. We don't need it too tight. Now if we take a look at the old fluid, there is a little bit of brass. So not exactly sure how well that rear differential is, but just judging it from this, it doesn't look too bad. All right guys, so we have now officially installed a new drive shaft. Replaced the rear dynamic damper. Still need to do the rear mount and bushing, as well as drain and fill the new fluid for the rear differential. All right, so now we're gonna lift the car up, get all 4 wheels off the ground, and if everything goes good, all 4 of them spin, we take it out on test drive. Afterwards, we'll still need to bring it back in, tying down all the bolts, make sure everything is nice and secure. But if this works, I believe we will have a all-wheel drive Honda CR-V again that will no longer be a grocery getter, but a real overlander. But now, let's go ahead and lift this thing up and see how everything's looking. It's alive! All right guys, I think we are all good. Whoa, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I thought we were just about to fail the challenge because whenever I had it off the ground and I pressed the brakes, the rear drum brakes were just moving around, clunking. So now that the wheels are on, everything's on the ground, let's go on a test drive. Got the daily in the background. No major clunks when putting it into drive anymore. Oh my God, this thing drives so much better than when it was front wheel drive. Can't believe it. I think we have succeeded. No major vibrations. I have no clue why they removed the old drive shaft. Hopefully it doesn't bog down or hesitate. Let's give it a go. There was a little bit of hesitation. However, that could be due to the distributor or something along the lines, but it doesn't seem like it's related to the all-wheel drive system. right guys, so the all-wheel drive system is back up and going, and we were able to stay within our budget of $1,500. So our total investment is close to about $1,350. That leaves us about $150 left for additional modifications. However, we're going to be doing a lot more things to this. Next, we're going to be focusing on making this thing a good daily, so changing out fluids, getting the oil pan gasket replaced. That way it's not just pissing fluid everywhere. Now, we already have an oil pan gasket that the previous owner has left in the trunk or the hatch, so that definitely helps out. But stay tuned to the next video, and we'll catch you in the next one.